I hope you joined 2 weeks ago the tutorial about Djunjuritsa, where we started and covered all the beginnings of this piece. Now we're going to deal with the last 6 lines. If you look at your sheet, you can see there's a lot more semiquavers. So again, you might first, after a quick listen, practice the notes. If you don't have the sheet yet, look in the description. I sent you a link. So let's go nice and slowly. Just the notes with a couple of little slurs to help the articulation and the phrasing. And this is what you first need to practice. When you start, already have your journey and your emphasis in mind. Ba-da-da-da-dai, ba-da-da-da-yum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-yai-dum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-yum, bye. So that with your bow distribution, or if you don't play the violin, for example, if you play a wind instrument with your breath distribution, you can aim for this one and then this will help later to speed it up. And then, if you like, we can add a couple of trills. On our crotchet B, we can put either a little Balkan trill or a normal trill, or you can also just start with a modal. Also, one thing you have learned in the previous tutorial, the semiquavers are all pretty much legato. I phrase them with 2 slurred and 2 separate in most cases, because it just gives this little landscape to them. If I slur them all, they sound nice, but it doesn't do the same as like this one, and doesn't have the same charm either. So this kind of thing you only can achieve if you do this really nice. Slurred, separate, separate, and ideally with a smile on your face, because then it has the right lightness. With the second, well, it's not a pair because it's 4 semiquavers. So basically on beat 5 and 6 of this bar, you need to aim towards your G sharp, because this is the heaviest note and feels like a landing note in this bar. In the next bar, these 3 notes are unfortunately replaced by another lot of semiquavers. But they do sound very nice. This like Hicaz scale going up and down, leading to the next part, which is basically the same as the first bar of this section again, and then landing on the tonic. And by the way, to master this section better, you might want to play a little bit of a Hicaz scale on E. And then you can do it in all kinds of bowings, 2 slurred, 2 separate, 2 separate, 2 slurred, and so on. You can also do those triplet exercises which we have practiced in other tutorial videos. And you can play them with little trills or mordents. the Hicaz ornament tutorials and practice videos, you will find it all there. And then it will be much easier to play the notes of this tune in this intricate and flexible and very fluid and charming way. Anyway, let's go to the next section, which has even more semiquavers. So, all the way through, 2 slurs, 2 separates, and then follow with the dynamics and with your phrasing, the line going up and down, leading to the landing note, here in the second bar of this section, we have again a little trill, and as a matter of fact, the whole thing seems to be there is puzzle pieces of little runs and of little other elements, and they are puzzled together in a certain way so that it gives a slightly different landscape each time and emphasis each time, so it never becomes boring. So whilst here, one landing note, another landing note, and a lot less notes in this bar, so that we are ready to the next bar with loads of runs, and in the end you need to be quite fast. So practice them with light fingers, and then the ending is actually almost the same like the previous ending bar, which we just did before. Good. So this part, hopefully with a bit of practice, will also flow. And then we are to our last part. Again, it actually is not any new motifs or runs. It's all like repetitions from before, but put together in a slightly different way, so that it's new again. And here, clearly leading to a conclusion, leading to the end. Again, we have the little trill. On the middle note, the crotchet in our first bar of the last section. And again, the run leading nicely over to the next section. And here you are. So the last notes should be nice and strong. And either you finish there, or if you feel like playing it again, then you start from the beginning of the whole piece. And you can finish on any line where you end up in E minor, and ideally on an E in a melody. That is completely your choice, and it works absolutely nicely playing the whole piece once more. Okay, so this one was the last part of Djunjuritsa with loads of notes. If you have any questions, as usually, put them in the comments, and then have fun.